We also, right now, we want to recognize the Albertus boys cross-country team. This is an outstanding team. They took second place in the country, if you can believe it. And I'd like to call on Ralph Coleman to speak on behalf of the team, and then he'll turn that over to Jamie Kempton, who will speak on the team and introduce the runners. So please welcome Ralph.
Thanks, Pete. I'm especially happy to be here tonight. I spent some years at Suffern High School and was witness to its many county, sectional, and state champions, especially those in wrestling. Mickey Desimone and I started together as the junior members of the history department before Mick moved over to guidance. His coaching record speaks for itself, but it was his finest time as a guidance counselor at Suffern High School that I remember him as. I'm here representing Coach Dick Weiss, now age 86, recently retired as the coach of Oklahoma State University, one of the top Division I teams in the country, and FDNY Battalion Chief Jim Moran, age 95. Both were unable to attend. They said it was going to be too late. Since its founding, Albertus Magnus had a 10-year history of quality county-wide cross-country. The 1971 team was the county champions in their first year that they were allowed into the PSAL. Dick Weiss arrived at Albertus in September of 1972. 5 of the top 7 members of that championship team had graduated. Albertus was left of a group of mostly freshmen and sophomores and senior Howie McNiff. Coach Weiss quickly showed that he could coach. Weiss guided Howie to what had never been done before, winning 3 state individual titles, cross-country, indoors, and outdoors. But now it was time to face the future and build a program. Coach Weiss saw something in this group. He believed that they could become one of the greatest teams in Rockland and state history. He recognized their potential and helped the boys to believe it. He convinced them that hard work, mental preparation, and many miles were the keys to success. There was the 600-mile summer, then the 800-mile summer, then the 1,000-mile summer. June to September, get the miles. 2-hour runs on Sunday and many, many hills. It paid off. The 73 season showed the promise. The boys took down a very good Suffern team, won the counties and sectionals, and finished 4th in the states with no seniors. Dick sent each team member a letter dated on June 12, 1974. He challenged each of them to reach the goal of being the greatest team in the United States, winning the Easterns, the states, and national titles. Now, an obstacle to these goals was 6 miles down Route 304, Nanuet High School. We would have to face them 4 or 5 times over the course of the season. You can't get to be a national or state champion if you can't get out of your own neighborhood. As time would tell, at the end of the season, Albertus would be ranked number 1 in the state and Nanuet number 2. The team would go 6-0 in dual meets. They won all 8 of the major invitationals they competed in. The 74 season finally got into the championship phase. The team won the county meet with 22 points, the lowest score in meet history. Next came the Easterns with top teams from the 7 states in the East Coast competing. Albertus scored 91. Second place was 171. Nanuet was 4th and starting to get better. Then it was on to sectionals at Bear Mountain. Only the winning team advances to states. Everybody else stays home. Nanuet made it tough, but the Falcons won their 3rd sectional championship 30-52. The second best team in the state was going to stay home. Now, as in every high school sport, Winning the state championship is the primary goal of the season. And on that day, the Long Red Line, as it became known, came to run. Coach Weiss had been a master motivator and an incredible recruiter. The team had grown to be 38 members. All 38 came to the meet. We had to run a car wash, so hired a bus and pay for the hotel rooms. The Falcons scored 27 points, the lowest total in New York State meet history. Albertus put 3 runners into the top 10. Senior Mike Colangelo, who was the Rockland County champ, won the individual state title, setting a new course record. Second place team was 76 points behind. 2 other runners in that top 10 happened to be from Nanuet. The final goal of the season was the national championship. Unlike today, where teams can travel to Oregon to participate head-to-head in the Nike Invitational, then it was not possible or allowed. So teams all over the country raced 2 miles on the track, added up their top 5 teams, and submitted them to Track and Field News magazine. Half a century ago, it took a month to get the results back. When they were published, Albertus had finished mere seconds behind a very good team from Illinois. They were the second best team in the United States. It was disappointing, but it did not diminish all that the team had accomplished. Now, Long Red Line lived up to its name. Despite graduating 4 of these top seniors, Albertus would do something never done before by a Rockland County team. They came back and won the 1975 state championship, thanks to 3 juniors and our excellent JV team. Albertus had established a standard that may never be matched. It's already half a century since that day. They did it with hard work, a team-first attitude, and an inspirational coach. Lastly, we would remember our friends and teammates who we've lost over the years. Keith, Tom, John, Ed, Jim, and Shorty. This past year, we also lost our team mother, Mrs. Donna Weiss. Donna had a wonderful way of looking out for the boys and keeping Coach Weiss in check when it needed. On Sundays, we would meet at his house to come up with a plan for the week, and sometimes Dick would get a little riled up about things that were going on. Donna would come in and say, "Dial it down, Dick. The boys will be fine." And they were. I'd like to now introduce Jamie Kempton, one of our 2-time state champion members of the team. There you go.
Good evening, everyone. Congratulations to all the other inductees, Mr. Lynch, the Suffern Wrestling Team, and Mickey DeSimone. Mick was a Bucknell graduate, as I am, and to that I can only say, go Bison. For our Albertus team, this completes a trifecta. We were the first team inducted into the Albertus Magnus High School Hall of Fame, the first team inducted into the Rockland County Track and Field Hall of Fame. Some folks believe we should have been the first team inducted here, but I have no problem with this. It's an honor to be recognized at any time, and I accept with gratitude on behalf of the Albertus Magnus cross country team. Our nickname was the Long Red Line. The only words on the front of the uniform were the line. Now that might sound presumptuous and obscure, but if people didn't know who we were before a race, they certainly found out soon enough. Albertus. Why Long Red Line? Well, as you can see, our uniforms were red, and we formed a line of runners stretching from the beginning of the pack all the way to the back. This was our identity, and we had to live up to it every day. Teams came gunning for us every weekend, but we met each and every challenge. We had a large team, almost 40 runners, including the freshmen, and it seemed like everybody had a nickname. There was Shorty and Rube, Fez and Turkey, Silent George and Will Gager, Gutless and Boop, Niff and Lenny, Dee and Muggsy, and many more. We were a close-knit group that pulled for each other. Our coach's philosophy was that each runner pushed the teammate ahead of them, from the slowest to the fastest, all the way up the chain, like a domino effect. We were also encouraged to group up and help each other out during the race. This group running had the effect of intimidating other teams on the course. Our coaches, Mr. Dick Weiss and his assistants, Ralph Coleman and Jim Moran Sr., they had us prepared every time we stepped up to the starting line. Our confidence stemmed from training sessions that we were sure nobody else was doing. Who else, for example, would be tackling the very steep Clausland Mountain hills, not once, but twice in the same workout? We ran up a lot of mountains, Clausland, Hook Mountain, Bear Mountain, even Tallman Mountain on occasion. Our mascot was a falcon, but we could very well have been a billy goat. We did other crazy workouts like running 25 repeat quarter miles around the track with barely a jog in between. The whole first half of the season, we ran 100 miles a week, and then the last half, we backed off to 85 miles a week. Nobody else was doing that, at least not on the high school level. Mr. Weiss was fond of reminding us that we had earned this enviable status as favorites, and we needed to live up to that billing. One of his pet expressions, one that he repeated often, was, "You can be the underdog or the upper dog. And gentlemen, make no mistake, we are the upper dog." In cross country, the varsity consists of 7 runners. Likewise, the JV also has 7 runners, as does the second JV, and so on. Out of all the things we accomplished that season, winning the states and the Easterns, setting the records for low point scores, getting the number 2 national ranking, out of all that, the thing that made Coach Weiss most proud was the day when we had a true, total team effort. And that happened one Saturday in mid-October at Van Cortlandt Park in the Bronx, where all the good teams ran. On that day, at the St. John's Invitational, we set the record for the fastest 21-man average time. 21, that's the varsity, plus the first JV, plus the second JV. When we got back to the locker room at Albertus and gathered around Coach Weiss, Coach had tears in his eyes as he described what we had just done. That day epitomized what the team meant to him and to us. We weren't just the varsity 7. We were a bunch of young men bound together by this common goal, this shared sacrifice, all mutually striving for that transcendent level of performance that our coaches and ourselves pursued with conviction. Coach Weiss wrote a letter to team members in the opening pages of a motivational booklet that he put together at the start of the season, our cherished Long Red Line book. In that letter, he closed with the following declaration: "There is no doubt our 1974 team has the potential to become the greatest high school cross-country team in the history of the United States," end quote. Did we fail in that mission? Maybe, but as Coach told us later, you guys gave it a hell of a run. We appreciated the support we got from the Alberta school community and from the parents and families of team members who came out to cheer us on at the meets. It's true we didn't get a lot of fanfare from the general public. There were no parades down Route 304 or anything like that. But we felt we did earn the respect of the cross-country community, modest as it may be. A night like tonight shows that our long-distance success has not been forgotten by the greater Rockland sports community, and it also proves the old adage that good things come to those who wait. As Ralph mentioned, we had several of our teammates pass away over the course of years. We'd like to dedicate this honor to our teammates who have left us all too soon, and that would include TM, Rube, Shorty, Eddie, Jimmy, and John. You guys were a big part of our success, and we couldn't have done what we did without you. We'd also like to thank the Hall of Fame board for remembering and recognizing the Long Red Line all these years later. Thank you.
We're going to give you a plaque.
Okay.
And not only that, do you want to distribute these?
Yeah, why not?
Okay, we're going to give a plaque to the team. So if you can get the teammates up here, please. Oh, wait a minute, that's wrestling. Yeah, that's you. Okay, sorry. Okay. Let's do this. You want to get all you guys together and you can...
We'll get together.
Yeah.
We'll have a team picture, is that the idea?
Yeah, we'll get a team picture here. I'll let you guys get it. And then you're going to distribute the flag.
Yes.
Okay, good. Paper,
Do you want to hold this, Frank?
Yes, I will.
Okay. Thanks, Kevin. Thanks. Thank you, Kevin.
Great job. That was great.
Thanks, Brian.
Hey, Ralph, that was great.
I know.
I think we should run you for office.
Hey, Ralph, good job. I try to do the best I can.
That's what I just said. Everybody's too busy.
Short guys in front, like me.
Both of you guys did us well.
Thank you. Let's get the uniform. Let's get my uniform.
That's Jamie's uniform, of course.
Oh, he's got props. Yeah, of course.
All right, let's go in front.
Runners. There's no runners here anymore. Nobody runs here anymore.
Standing next to
Yeah, I know.
Oh man, don't put me in front of the microphone. Yeah.
At least hold it up. There you go.
I can't see you. Who, me? It's always you.
You're not that big. You're not that big. Well, they get taller than you are.
You shrunk. Can I be next to Jamie?
You're shrunk, Bill. Not that tall.
That's you, Michael.
Yeah. Jamie, you're blocking. I shrunk too.
All right.